mile circuit as the competitors for the 12-lap 250cc race get ready, with the obvious favourite, Scotland's Donny McLeod, winner of every one of the previous 4 rounds and justifiably very proud of it.
Yes, I'm pleased that some of the titles are going north of the border for a change, because it's quite hard for Scottish riders because we've a lot of travelling to do to get down to England. And now I've won the championship, I hope some other Scottish riders will try and make the effort to come to England.
What sort of mileage do you do in a year, Donny?
Well, it's more over 6 months we cover the miles, and probably about 20,000 miles. But that includes doing all the GP meetings.
What about the prospects for today?
Well, depends very much on the weather. Obviously I'll be going out to try and win, because I would like to say I've won every round of the British Championship. But we'll just need to wait and see.
One of Donny's major rivals was Andy Watts, second in the British Grand Prix. Could he do it again?
I hope so. I hope the weather clears up a bit. At the moment it's looking a bit overcast, but obviously the British Grand Prix was a fantastic result, and let's hope I can improve on it and come one better today.
But Andy was riding with an injury which could well affect his prospects.
Well, at the start of the week I was fully on crutches because I've broken a small bone in my foot, which is the equivalent of that bone in your hand, and it's a clean break, and it's obviously very painful to walk on. I'm all right when I'm on the bike, but the trouble is going to be the actual start. If I can get a clean start, I'll be okay, but the trouble is going to be the start, I think.
But to Andy's dismay, he wasn't able to make the start, for his EMC was wheeled away from the grid with a defective clutch, leaving the disappointed King's Lynn man no option but to limp away and think of 1985. But that still leaves the rest, and what a lineup. There's the 1984 champion, the man from 4th, Donny McLeod. Then number 30, 10th in the championship, Bolton's Niall McKenzie with his Armstrong. Steve Williams from Llantwit Major, Yamaha, 8th in the championship with just 2 points ahead of McKenzie. 27, Peter Hubbard. And now completing the front row, Keith Nichols from Preston. Conditions are just about ideal. It's 12 laps and down to Old Hall Corner, the first of the lot. And leading, it's Paul Tinker from McKenzie, with Kevin Mitchell in 3rd place and Donny McLeod 4th. From there, downhill into Cascades. Then the course starts to climb, up to the new right-hand hairpin at Island Bend. And out of Island Bend, it's Paul Tinker leading. It's now McKenzie in 2nd place, and behind him in 3rd position it's Mitchell, then it's Donny McLeod. Up to the crest of the hill, down towards Knickerbrook and Clay Hill. That's top gear, it's about 110 miles an hour. And at Clay Hill, it's Paul Tinker leading. It's McKenzie 2nd, McLeod is 3rd, and Mitchell is in 4th position. Now Druids, the 3rd gear, very quick right-hander. Tinker. And the next 3 absolutely together as they go underneath the bridge, down to the 2nd gear, Lodge, right-hander. Number 52, Tinker on the Yamaha. McKenzie, McLeod, Mitchell, Tony Head, Steve Chambers. And Chambers' hand goes up, he's in trouble, he's out of the race. Over the line, into Old Hall Corner, 3rd gear, 90 miles an hour. McKenzie into the lead on his Armstrong with its Rotax engine. Paul Tinker goes down to 2nd. Donny McLeod is 3rd. Then there's a gap. And at Island Bend, McLeod there is about, what, 2 machines' lengths behind Tinker. It's all happening at the front. Over the crest. Down to Clay Hill again. Up the rise, into Druids, all together. Niall McKenzie, Paul Tinker, number 52, Donny McLeod, number 37. On to Lodge again. And at Lodge Corner, Paul Tinker is challenging McKenzie. Right up on the rear wheel of Mackenzie's Armstrong. That's another lap completed. And it's now McKenzie against Tinker, the man who's 10th in the championship against the man who's 14th in the championship. And at Island Bend, the Yamaha and the Armstrong are even closer, with Donny McLeod in third place. Now, is he going to get that 5th win of the season? Is he going to make it 5 in a row? It doesn't look like it as they go over the crest and down to Knickerbrook. It's still McKenzie, Tinker, McLeod, with Tony Head on the Armstrong in 4th position. Druids. Well, McKenzie has yet to win a race in this year's championship, and it certainly looks as though he's on his way to do it now, because he's pulling away from Tinker, who is ahead of McLeod, and at Lodge, McLeod's riding a canny race. Now, there he is. He's keeping the leaders in sight, and I've got a suspicion that he's got something in reserve. Out go the knees at Old Hall Corner. That's a 90-mile-an-hour bend, and there's a terrific battle for 4th position. Tony Head and Peter Hubbard, number 24, number 27. And look at this at Island Bend. It's still McKenzie, it's still Tinker, it's still McLeod. Tony Head is coming up into 4th position. Peter Hubbard is in 5th place. And as they go over the crest at a good 100 miles an hour, and then on to Druids again, it looks like the top 3 are fixed for this race, because McKenzie is consolidating his lead, although look, number 37, McLeod is catching Paul Tinker, no doubt about that. Donny McLeod is starting his charge. And behind the top 3, a great scrap for 4th position between Tony Head, there he is, and Peter Hubbard. Another lap completed. Old Hall. The leader, 2nd, 3rd. And Hubbard is taking that 4th position. He's past Tony Head. Peter Hubbard is up into 4th position. And as the leaders approach Island Bend, now there's a yellow flag out. Why is that? There's the answer. Somebody down, straw bales round his machine, but McKenzie goes on. Tinker looks back over his shoulder, and Donny McLeod is still in 3rd position as they come to Knickerbrook. Druids, there goes the leader, and McLeod is through. McLeod is past Tinker, up into 2nd place. Well, the Scotsman now, scenting that 5th win, is on his way, up into 2nd place. McKenzie, McLeod, Tinker. And it's Tony Head back in 4th position. Peter Hubbard down to 5th place. The race is really hotting up. Old Hall and Peter Hubbard is back in 4th position. Tony Head down to 5th. Those two are really scrapping. And at over 100 miles an hour, up to Island Bend they go. It's Hubbard and Head, 4th and 5th. And Peter Hubbard is still there. He's got the lead position there, 4th ahead of Tony Head, number 24. And Donny McLeod is right up with Niall McKenzie. There's the Armstrong in the lead. There is the Yamaha in 2nd position. And Paul Tinker's Yamaha in 3rd place now. On to Lodge. McKenzie, McLeod, Tinker. 4th, Hubbard, 5th, Head. And now to Old Hall Corner. Into another lap goes the leader. Now McKenzie, and he's off. McKenzie off at some 60 miles an hour. Down goes the Armstrong, up gets McKenzie. A very sad and unhappy man, as well he might be, because it looked as though he was indeed going to be winning his first race in the championship. Shakes his head sadly. On goes the new leader. Donny McLeod is leading. Paul Tinker in 2nd place. And as they come down to Lodge, Phil Mellor is in 4th position. Steve Williams is in 6th place. And down goes Carl Fogarty. Carl Fogarty, now is he all right? He staggers away. Up goes his visor. I think he's okay. Back goes the bike to the Armco. And another faller. Let's see who it is. There must be oil on the side. It's Peter Bateson. Peter Bateson from Chorley. His Rotax is down. So that's 3 fallers in the race. As the leaders go on to Druids to complete another lap shortly. And who is it? It's Donny McLeod leading. It's Tinker in 2nd place. Well, Donny McLeod has just got to complete the race where he is now, and he is going to have won every race in this year's 250 British Championship. then off! Tinker off in exactly the same place as the other two. He leaps up, and another! That's Gary Noel. There's something desperately, and another! As John Davidson, the oil flag goes out as well it might do. They're falling like 9 pins down there. And that's Keith Nichols. There must be oil on the corner there because they're, look at it. It looks like a hospital there. They're leaning on the Armco. They're coming towards us now, and it's McLeod in the lead, Hubbard in second place, and Tony Head in third position. Well, now Lodge is obviously the danger corner. They're coming towards it now. There's McLeod, the leader. Peter Hubbard, the new second place man. Tony Head up into third position. And Old Hall corner, which is where Niall McKenzie came off. Round goes the race leader, not very far to go now. And yet another. And that's Peter Hubbard, second place, where Niall McKenzie fell. The course conditions here at Oulton Park today are really difficult. And there goes Peter Hubbard, and there to greet him is Niall McKenzie. The two fallen riders shake hands, exchange a word, as Donny McLeod goes on to Clay Hill now, almost at the end of the race, and is he pleased with Tony Head in second place. There are the third and fourth men now, Steve Williams and Phil Miller. 40 riders started this race, and it looks as though less than 20 are going to finish it. As Donny McLeod rounds Lodge for the last time. There are the fallen heroes, and Donny McLeod finishes to make it 5 out of 5 with maximum points. Tony Head second and Steve Williams third. There's the Scotsman. He's got the wreath, he's got the cup.
This is Graham's sister.
It's a beauty.
It is, yeah.
It's a beauty, he says, and he is absolutely right. Well, well done, Donny McLeod.
Thanks.
The end of a wonderful season for the Scotsman. But now it's time for us to do a lap at Oulton Park and see what it's like. We're in the magnificent, turbocharged, World Championship winning Porsche 956 sports car, and it's time to go. And now for the big one, the final round of the 500cc British Championship with Australian